Yeah, I think it's a bit addressed in the next episode.
It's the next one.
Just a bit, yeah.
So I don't know Friday shooting Monday to the next.
Yeah, he works like 20, just unbelievable 20-hour days, and it's unbelievable. Both of these guys. Yeah. Now we're 5-hour days. So.
How many episodes do we have left for the rest of the season? Is there at least 2 or 3?
We just wrapped yesterday, and yeah, we have 3 more episodes to show.
Okay, so what are we going to see in the next 3 episodes in terms of this evolution and what's going on? Are they more standalones, or will there be more mythology-driven?
Well, no, they're more standalones because you have to understand that logistically we haven't been given a second season pickup. And so, like, until, as filmmakers, you know, and as television makers of television series, well, not really speak for okay, you know, we can't afford to start something that we're not going to be able to finish. It just wouldn't, like, we're not prepared to do that, you know. And so until they give us that pickup, we can't really do any arcs, and we can't, you know. And so we've had to do 4 pretty much standalone episodes, but they're really good standalone episodes. And there is the arc that will always be there is the arc between Nick and Beth, and so that sort of comes to a very interesting close, cliffhanger note at the end of 4 to 16.
They killed off a lot of your close people on the show, Sophia. Yeah, and again, you know, going really quickly, like I think by episode 3, you're totally accepting that he's a vampire, and it seems like a tricky thing, you know, having to take this person who's kind of hard news and kind of logical person, and then have to be thrust into this world. And it must be an interesting dance as an actress of trying how much can you kind of accept and how much you kind of have to, you know, how weird this is.
I think, you know, for Beth, when she's fallen in love with his soul, I think the fact that he's a vampire is, you know, secondary to her. And, you know, but I actually think when he gets his contacts in the fangs, I almost find him more sexy in that look. So, personally,
yeah, she always makes passes at me once I come out of makeup and I'm kind of ready to go. I've been saying something else, but when I'm ready to go, and she's sort of leaning against the trailer like, hey, Alex, what you doing? And I'm like, you going to do the thing, going to the scene? She's like, oh, how are you? How are you? She's like, good. Want to get a cup of tea? I'm like, not really.
This is for any one of you. One of the things, too, I'm curious, is my favorite episode is the mythology-driven stuff, and it's the vampire stuff. And again, throughout the 12 episodes, the Mortal Coil, or I forget what the title of that one, right before this one that just aired. Mortal Cure. Thank you. Mortal Cure. There was in a lot of the procedural stuff, and I know CBS loves the procedurals. You know, they like to have these standalone things, but I think that genre fans, I'm sure you guys agree, that, you know, the driven mythology is the stuff that really makes these shows work. So I'm curious, which do you think works best for the show, in your own opinion, and some of your favorite episodes?
I wanted to say real quick that I think Alex kind of introduced the idea of the bloodlines and that sort of thing, which I think is some of the most interesting stuff in the story. And you'll see more of that coming up. We have, like, in the last episode, we have like a vampire conference, and we kind of get together, and there's a problem that comes up that kind of threatens the survival of the vampires, and they kind of all deal with it their different ways from their different levels in the social spectrum or whatever. And so you'll see some interesting stuff coming up on that. But I like the vampire stuff when it gets into that. But he's so good at the procedural stuff, and I think that's a good through line for the show. But every time we get away into the bloodlines and that sort of thing, I think it's very interesting.
How's your new boss you're going to have a new boss at Buzzline now, right? Is that
well, yeah,
I
have the new boss, but she leaves because the Buzzwire becomes very tabloidy, but like on TMZ thing, and Beth's not interested in any of that sort of stuff, so she's more interested in sort of hard-hitting journalism, and she gets offered a new job quite soon. So, yeah.
Very cool. I want to take some questions from the audience now. So.